Just like craft beer really took off a few years ago, craft cocktails are taking off right now. And I am here with a craft cocktail specialist. Jason Garnett is the mixologist at Juniper Moon in Des Moines. And you have created a cocktail featuring Iowa ingredients in honor of a very special Iowan.
Yes, so we decided to do a fun take on a pina colada, which is a nice summer cocktail, but not everybody likes coconut, so we've kind of subbed out the coconut and used an Iowa ingredient that can be just as sweet and very plentiful in Iowa, and that's Iowa sweet corn.
Oh, nice. All right, well, let's put this together.
All right. So first, another Iowa ingredient that we're going to be using is a rye whiskey. So that's our first ingredient. Second, we have a Brazilian rum called cachaça, and it's distilled from fresh pressed sugarcane juice and not molasses that traditional rum is. So instead of being overly sweet, it can be more vegetal, green, grassy, funky, and so it has a really nice corn flavor as well. So that's why we've added it to the cocktail.
All right, funky's a good quality?
Funky's good, yeah.
Okay.
Like French wine, you get some nice funky notes on there.
All right.
And then next we've got Luxardo maraschino liqueur, which is a maraschino liqueur from Italy, which is really nice. And then we have a little bit of Demerara syrup. Demerara is a type of sugar, kind of like a raw sugar, a darker sugar. And this is a syrup that we make with it, so we use 2 parts sugar to 1 part water, so it ends up really nice and rich and more viscous than a traditional simple syrup. As you see when I pour it in, almost has a consistency of honey.
So it gives the cocktail a different texture.
It's going to sweeten it, but it's also going to change viscosity and mouthfeel, if you will. And next we have the best ingredient probably, and that's the Iowa sweet corn milk. And a lot of people think that we're making this up, that sweet corn milk is not a thing. Really easy to make. You can make it at home. Just buy some Iowa sweet corn. You slice off the corn, you throw it in a blender or a food processor with some water, blend it, and then you just pass it through a chinois. Just kind of get out some of the particles and thin it out a little bit.
So you juiced some corn. We
juiced some corn, basically. So this is, I suppose you could put it on your cereal in the morning if you were really corny, I suppose. So that's the corn milk, and then we have just a touch of lime to give it a little bit of acidity, and then a vinegar-based habanero tincture. And so we're going to shake this now to really emulsify it and get everything blended together. So we're going to add our ice. And ice is a very important component, whether in cocktails, whether you're shaking or stirring, because ice does a few different things. Most people think that you're just chilling your cocktail down, but also it's diluting a cocktail. So you're getting the right dilution and kind of taking some of the edge off, maybe the alcohol that's in a cocktail. So if you're stirring a gin cocktail or an old fashioned or a Manhattan, or you're shaking. So they're all going to get different levels of dilution. Just going to pour over our ice here. So the final touch is a blend of black lava salt and smoked black peppercorns.
Okay. Well, that looks wonderful. And what do you call it?
We call this the Iowa Nice Colada.
The Iowa Nice Colada. That's wonderful. And we can't have an Iowa Nice Colada without the Iowa Nice guy.
Well, I
right?
suppose you're right.
Scott Sipker, of course, also the host of Iowa Outdoors on Iowa Public Television.
Boom.
And there he is.
Hi.
Oh, and you brought your own umbrella.
I did.
That's perfect.
Just in case it rains, I always like to keep this part of my face really dry.
Have you kind of picked this apart and thought about what parts of your personality?
Yes, I really like all of this. And there are some stereotypical Iowa things in here, but what I really like is the lava salt, which you wouldn't think would be in an Iowa drink, right? People would think, oh no, we're just gonna sprinkle some lush soil from Western Iowa in here. No.
Did you try that?
We're going with lava salt, because the Iowa Nice Guy is all about busting stereotypes of Iowa.
That's right.
Nice job.
All the lava.
All
Can
right.
I taste it?
Yeah, go for it.
Why don't you take the first drink?
Wait a second. Special ingredient.
Oh, that's gonna make it.
I think, luckily I had a mustache there because soaked up some nice, ooh. There's some complexity there. I like how it starts with the salt in there.
Yeah.
Got that nice, the lava salt certainly is nice.
Sure.
But nice and creamy, good texture. This is a corny drink, but in like the best way
In the best
possible.
sense possible.
The Iowa Nice Colada made for Scott Sipker, the Iowa Nice Guy. All right, Scott, you're going to stick around because
I guess
there
so.
are more cocktails to be made. And what are we going to make next?
So one cocktail that we really like to play with here is a traditional pisco sour. One of our head bartender here, Andrew Medi, his father's from Chile, where pisco is from there or either Peru. And so pisco is a brandy, usually unaged, made from grapes, and it's beautiful. And the national drink of Chile and Peru is the pisco sour. So it's a lovely kind of in the margarita family, but with egg whites. So we've kind of done a take on that. Well, the first thing that we'll add to our mixing glass here is we have the matcha infused pisco. So pisco is clear usually, and so it takes a brilliant green
That is
color.
green.
Very green.
Next, we'll have our citrus component. Traditionally, pisco sours have been made with lime juice. For this one, we're using a blend of lemon and lime juice. So it's about an ounce of citrus.
Okay.
Next, we have to have a sweet component. So we're gonna do, this is about an ounce. And you can fluctuate when you're making pisco sours on how sweet you like a cocktail. So you go 3/4 an ounce to an ounce. This is gonna have an ounce in it. Simple syrup, just a 1-to-1, a cup of sugar to a cup of water. And then next we have, it ends up being about an ounce of egg white or just one whole egg white from an egg.
All right, what does the egg white do?
So the egg white is gonna change, it's not gonna provide really any flavor. What it will do is change the mouthfeel quite a bit, but it also rounds the edges. So it'll round sharp edges of like liquor, of spirits, and of citrus. It just kind of rounds everything off and just gives it a really nice texture.
And you use a pasteurized egg white.
Yep, we get it in cartons. So we'll add that. The final component before we shake it, we have a dill tincture. So we take dill, dried dill, and we macerate it in Everclear for about 3 days, and then we strain it, cut it with water. So then it's just this really brilliant, it ends up really green, but very dill smelling.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get a little bit of this in each cocktail. So first you wanna dry shake anything with an egg white in it if you have time. Just to really get some nice frothiness to it. So before we add the ice to it, we're gonna put it straight down or else it won't seal.
Okay. Oh, and I sealed this perfectly there,
Oh.
Scott, so you can
Oh,
shake
you
that
are?
up. Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to do this.
So if it's not straight up and down, it won't seal and it will explode on you, which could
But
be
I'm
great.
sure I got it.
Oh, I see. Yep, it was. Now it's sealed.
Yeah. So turn it over the other way.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. And you're just gonna shake it just a little bit in front of you.
Yep.
Just pound it on the side.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Good work.
Good work. So now we're gonna add ice to it to dilute it a little bit and to chill it down.
Thank you.
Did you want me to seal that back up for you, Scott?
You know what? I think I got this
You
handled.
got it this time?
No, this is what I do.
Put it back on. And now
Okay.
you can put it back on at an angle. It doesn't have to be
At an
straight up and
angle?
down. Yep.
Oh.
Because with
okay.
ice now it's gonna seal better because the cold is gonna change how it seals. So now we're gonna
Does
shake.
the open part have to be away from me?
No. you're
Doesn't
good.
matter.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter. So now we're just gonna shake this probably for about 10 to 15 seconds.
Oh, I thought
So
you were going to say minutes. No. Oh, no.
set the timer, and let's go. Shake it as hard as you can. Okay.
I wore a t-shirt just to show off.
All right.
Okay. I kind of feel dizzy.
Yeah.
Is that normal? That usually comes after drinking it.
I feel the same way, but I think it's because I was watching you.
Touche.
So we're gonna double strain this. This is gonna remove some of the larger bubbles
Oh, what a pretty
and
drink,
get it
though.
more, just have a better mouthfeel, better texture. And mine, you're probably gonna see, is gonna have a lot more volume to it because I was shaking so much harder than Scott. But he's gonna get it,
Well, mine will taste better.
probably. Yeah. So now we're gonna see how great or poorly Scott shook his.
Ooh, let's look at this. Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. That is beautiful.
So the last component that we'll do to this, traditional pisco sours can either have bitters as a garnish on top, or they can, in Chile, a lot of times they'll use nutmeg. We're just gonna put a few dashes of, this is a bitters, that is a cherry bark vanilla bitter. And so here we have the Gong Fu Pisco Sour. Enjoy.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Don't
Yours
spill.
looks really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Yours is okay.
Wow, what an unusual flavor. It tastes so fresh.
Man, it's really smooth all around. Thanks, guys.
See you later. It's been great having you here.
Oh, well, Jason, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
This has been wonderful.
Awesome.
Gong Fu Pisco Sour.